What's the deal, YouTube? This your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. You see the title of the video here. I did a video about this, I want to say last week, and a lot of you Sony jokers said, no, that was just a one-time thing. I told you. Sony said out of their own mouth they're looking to go to the public to get to. I thought it was just going to be gaming. I didn't know it was going to be the whole entire motherfucking company. Basically what they're saying, if they're going to have a few projects, and until they get some 720. Hold on. And I am back with another video. Hold on 1 second, because I'm live. I'm rocking the video here. Hold on, I did a video about this. Hold on 1 second. I want to say last week. Yeah. Later. You know what I mean? Hold on. You know what I mean? Hold on 1 second. Here we go. I'm live. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. They basically what they're saying from what I gather, they have a few ideas that they're working on, and they're going to present them to the public. And if you guys want to see this fancy microphone on the market, we need $2 million. We get $2 million, we're going to put this microphone on the market. It was sad how this it's really sad, to see how far Sony has fallen. I'm sorry, not fallen. Like this shit is crazy as hell. Like they literally, not bullshit you not. They're saying if they want the public to crowdfund their whole fucking company. Like that's crazy as hell. I keep telling you guys, when that article came out, when there's smoke, there's fire. When that article came out, I did a video on this about 9 months ago when they were saying that Sony has ceased production into the PlayStation 5. I did a video on that, and you guys called me everything but a child of God. There is no R&D. There is no budget for the PS5 right now. There is none. You know what I mean? Like this real shit. And I told you. And Sony said they were looking into, making the PlayStation, service. PlayStation, as a service. Like there may not even be a physical console. It may be a cloud-based console. Like some real shit. You know what I mean? Like you better be getting access to their games on everything, like whether it be PlayStation or the whether it be the PS4, the Xbox One, the Wii U. They were thinking about that at one point, man. You know what I mean? Like this is real. Y'all keep talking about Microsoft looking to sell the Xbox division. Shit. Okay, so here's the thing about PlayStation. Okay, it's doing well, but it's not doing well enough to run the company. Sony has wears a lot of hats. Music, movies, which people are not going to the movies like they used to. People are not buying music like they used to. You know what I mean? And you wonder why Sony ain't bail out Bobby Shmurda for $2 million and Roddy Rebel. Hot boys, hot niggas. Is this on hot niggas? You know what I mean? Caught a body about a week ago. Sony said we cashed the check about a week ago. Now you know why they ain't got the money. Now you know why they didn't pay him. They got sued by American Idol. They wasn't playing the artists from American Idol. You know what I mean? Like Sony fucked up, yo. They are. Let me close my door. We about to go to church. We about to go to church. Hold up. And before I start, I'm sorry about that. How rude am I? Before I start today's video, as always, I make a great cup of coffee. If you go by the Big Game and Small Talk store, we got some new designs, some new Sony Pony stuff. Shout out to Jay Williams, the graphics guy, man. The guy's a godsend, man. We got some new designs. Go by and check us out, man. I'm still waiting on my shirt. I ain't got my shirt yet, but you're gonna be seeing me in the back and rocking my Big Game of Small Talk paraphernalia. But right now, I do make a great cup of coffee. You know what I mean? You can get. Here's the thing: when you click on the link, let me say this. When you click on the link to the left down below to the store with the website, you can buy merchandise. We're trying to get to E3. We're using this. We're selling stuff to go, to send the whole Big Game of Small Talk to E3. Me, Crack, Show, Mooch, Tim Dog. You know what I mean? That's why we're doing this. You know what I mean? But whatever design that you see, you could put, whether it's Crack Game pistol on the PS4, whether it's Warrior Wart holding up all the consoles saying he's the voice of reason. You can put that design on anything that you want, whether it be a T-shirt, cup, poster, whatever you want. If you have your favorite members of the Big Game of Small Talk podcast, such as myself or Crack Show, they all have their individual shirts, their own individual sort of designs that you can put on whatever. Or if you say, you know what, I like all you guys together, then of course you got the Big Gamer Small Talk podcast paraphernalia, whatever the case may be. It all goes to the same thing, the same fun. And yeah, we're trying to take it to the next level. But anyway, like Sony, this is the Big Game of Small Talk Kickstarter right here. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to what I was saying. Shout out to the 26 people rocking out with me live. This is crazy as hell. You know what I mean? But I just told you guys this last week, Sony was looking for the public to fund their game. I said it's not enough that we buy your console. We paid for you online. Now we want a certain game. We have to crowdfund. I told you guys that Sony said they had a few ideas they're kicking around, but I didn't know that meant the whole motherfucking company. Like, this is it. This is what Sony does. Sony is a hardware business. This is what they do to keep the lights on. But now they turn into the public to crowdfund their ideas. Yo, that's crazy as hell. Yo, that got to be a scary place to work. Imagine you was an inventor or engineer, so you got this brilliant idea. You know what I mean? And you would love to work at a place like Sony. Hey, you know, hey, to bring my vision to light, but not anymore. Hell no. And these are listen, you motherfuckers better be clear. Like I said, you know, console gaming, this can be a costly investment. You better start looking at Sony sideways. It ain't too late to hop on and invest in this Xbox brand. We're doing big things over here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, when you hear about Microsoft, it's always rumored to acquire somebody. When you hear about Sony in the news, they begging for money. Like, yo, this shit, listen to what I'm saying. They're going to have products on the website, and they're going to look to the public to fund these fucking their watches, their smartphones, whatever it is. And I'm mad as hell. I got fucking 3 TVs motherfuckers behind me. That's a Sony 4K television, which I will say Sony got the best 4K TV on the market, hands down. I got 3 of these motherfuckers in my house. What the fuck are they gonna do with the TV division? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's scary as hell. Like, for real. What the fuck are they gonna do with this? I mean, I got a warranty through Best Buy. But I'm just saying, though, God, if this go on the fridge to say my warranty wears out with Best Buy, and I want to turn the Sony, to get my TV fixed, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Damn, I should have got a Samsung, even though this didn't have a better picture. Something told me, man, if something ain't broke, don't I should have stayed with the almighty Samsung. But damn, this is crazy as hell. Now listen, if you think I'm bullshit, I left a link down below. To this. And I'm gonna read you some of the comments that were left on The Verge. You know what I mean? This shit is crazy as hell. Like, the public are in an outrage over this shit. Like, yo, what the fuck is Sony doing? It says Sony launches crowdfunding platform for its own new products. Sony had launched a new crowdfunding platform designed to fund and finance projects developed by Sony employees. The platform, called First Light, it is part of the effort by the Japanese company to promote new business ideas as it tries to drive itself back into profitability. In addition to crowdfunding new projects, First Light will also let backers directly buy and pre-order new devices developed by Sony workers. Like, damn. First Flight currently offers pre-orders for 2 Sony affiliate products: the Mesh and the Smart DI kit. A third sleek all-in-one remote called the HUIS remote controller is already 20% of the way towards 5 million yen, which is about $40,000. Then the Japanese yen is damn. That power, their dollar is low. 5 million yen is only about 40 grand. Damn. But anyway, basically saying that here, you know, that they're gonna, you know, they have things that they're working on. Maybe ENG, some of them shit maybe, but if you want to see this or if you want to buy it, you can't buy it directly from them. I guess from the creators, whatever the case. But they're going to the public to fund. Like, this is a sad place. That means you're gonna see less Sony products on the shelves inside stores. You believe that? It's gonna be like Fisher. You know what I mean? Like, really? Like, when last you seen, like, is Fisher in your business? Nah, Robert Below. My Xbox Live ain't down. I'm online. I'm rocking and rolling. As you can see behind me. I'm doing a video live. I'm you know what I mean? I guess will hit me. But yeah, but basically, we're going to be seeing less Sony products on the market. Like, real talk. Let's go to some of these comments here. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy as hell. Like you said, Patastio put, sorry guys, we don't want to spend our money to raise our company, so we have the greatest idea ever. Spend your money to make it bigger. Our already big and transitional company crowdfunding should be the morally allowed just for little and medium companies that have a great idea, not for big industry that just want to make it easy for themselves. I'm gonna read this again. Now, listen what this guy's saying. He says, "Sorry guys, we don't want to spend our own money to raise our company. So we have the greatest idea ever. Spend your money to make bigger our already big and transnational company. Crowdfunding should be morally allowed just for little medium companies that have a great idea, not for big industry that just want to make it easy for themselves." How do you guys feel about that? So, and nigga said, humble ding put. So this is a hostage model. Crowdfund this, or these people lose their jobs. Sure, it's a brilliant move from Sony perspective, but they are getting people's money before they even have to prove they have a good product, and they are getting free consumer research out of the deal. I'm gonna read that again. So sure, it's a brilliant move from the Sony's perspective, but they are getting people's money before they even have to prove they have a good product, and they are getting free customer research out of the deal. Heinsberg 5520 put, how's that different than buy our product or these people lose their jobs? I don't think this is a bad idea. I'd rather have some small say in the next wave of innovation as opposed to just going out and buying whatever they decide to put out. From a PR perspective, it looks bad, but as a simple consumer and not a shareholder or a tech writer, I really don't care about the optics personally. So I guess this guy here is on the fence. Fred Frickerson put, you would prefer the people basically donating to this company to keep it around rather than have them face the music and face the music for decades of bad decisions. Kenneth put, it's actually because Sony is broke and cannot afford to spend money on products that they may not be successful. It's kind of a good idea, but damn, Sony's fucked up right now. Yo, this is crazy as hell. Damn, I'm looking at this shit right here. Sony is so bored they can't even afford the $40,000 to get the game. They get this new wire. They needed this new remote. They needed $40,000. Yo, this is crazy as hell, ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Sony is a hardware company. They make things. They are a tech giant. They are innovative. This is what they do. The creator of the Walkman. You understand what I'm saying? The creator of the Walkman are now looking to the public. If you want this frozen bottle of water that freezes by itself, he has a great idea, but shit, man, we need $2 million for this shit to see the money. You see that we're not talking about a big game with small talk podcast. We're talking about $1 billion company. Yeah, that's crazy as hell, man. And I should say, us over here at Big Game of Small Talk, we make great cups of coffees, and we sell great cups to put your coffee in. The link will be down below. Check out the new Sony Pony designs. They're awesome. Shameless plug there. Anyway, damn. Anyway, I'm just saying, this shit is crazy as hell. Right? This is some sheer motherfucking lunacy. Sheer lunacy. Like, this shit don't make no sense. It don't get no, like, goddamn. And this is who you guys want to invest in. Okay, like I said, gaming is a very, very, very expensive hobby. You know what I mean? And you guys always talking about Sony. You know what I mean? Microsoft is going to sell the Xbox division. Like, it don't look like the PlayStation division. Like, Sony gonna be around too much longer, yo. They're downsizing. Like, some real shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and they already they got set up. But listen, you know what's crazy as hell? What's going on? Huh? Oh, okay. You want to the baby with you? Damn, I'm in-house babysitting, ain't that, fellas? But anyway, it's like, you know what I mean? When I did another video about this when I first started YouTube, and it was about Microsoft was looking to buy. It was an article. Microsoft was looking to buy the PlayStation division. But Ken, the father of the PlayStation brand, Ken Kutaragi, he was opposed for working for an American company. You know, I guess he was saying basically giving them one more chance. That's why Sony had a lot riding on that Blu-ray, 3D, and all that shit. You know what I mean? A lot riding on that. You know what I mean? That's why the PS3 was pushed back to include the Blu-ray player and all that shit. But anyway, Microsoft was in talks to buy them. That's why the father of the PlayStation brand, he's no longer there. Couldn't go out again. That's when they gave him that red PlayStation 3 lifetime achievement. They made him step down a few years ago. I think it was like in 2007 when the PlayStation was really 3 was really selling horribly. They made him step down, and a couple of people took over in charge of him. But they was looking to sell the PlayStation division. And Sony has not turned a profit in about 10 years. They went from about 10 years ago having over $140 billion cash in the bank. 140 billion, but worth over 140 billion. Not cash. Nobody had cash. Being worth over 140 billion. And then to now, I don't even know what they're worth now. I know like a year and a half ago, last another was like 13 billion. I'm sorry, 9 billion, something like that. They were worth. But this, I don't have much faith in Sony right now, man. I'm just being real. If I don't think there's going to be a PlayStation 5. If these motherfuckers can't afford to make a motherfucking a universal remote on their own, God, what's about a motherfucking gaming system? And listen, this let you know right now that the Sony of the old is no more. You're not going to have all these exclusives. There aren't going to be any. They can't afford it. This is let you know right now that Sony can barely afford to keep the PlayStation business lights on. They're going to support this motherfucker with indies and multiplats. You may get maybe two AAAs a year if you're lucky. That's why all this, tear away. They focus on No Man's Sky. Come on, them ain't big blockbuster games. Tear away no goddamn big blockbuster game. Motherfucking No Man's Skies ain't no big blockbuster game. They ain't no Siphon Filter. They ain't no Getaway. Come on, man. I give you the motherfucking The Last Guardian. Why do you think you ain't see a new demo of The Last Guardian? They showed you the same exact goddamn game with higher resolution. They showed you the same tech demo from 8-9 years ago. Showed you the same shit. And like Sony is saying right now, is in your hands. That's what Sony is saying. This shit is in your hands. This shit is crazy. You know what I mean? But listen, this is crazy as hell. Don't get me wrong. Not saying that I want Sony to go out of business, but when I come to you guys with this real shit right here, y'all guys call me a troll. Y'all say I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all start talking about the sales. No, fuck all that. It costs money to be in business, man. If you guys want exclusives and all that shit, the Xbox is where it's at. Microsoft can afford to fund their console. Sony can't. They can't. Now, if I was, like I said, if I was you guys, I would be pissed off at motherfucking Sony. You guys, paid at least $50 million for Call of Duty, but you can't give us the new exclusives. You know what I mean? They scared to take a chance on a new exclusive or new IP. What did motherfucking Yoshida say? You know what I mean? If they release 10 exclusives, only 3 of them make money. So the days of them funding all those wacky IPs, the ones you guys like to brag about when buying last generation, PlayStation All-Stars and Little Kart Sack Racing, all those exclusives you guys were bragging about, you didn't go out and buy Beyond Two Souls or all those Critical Link Late games that you guys were saying was all that, and you didn't go out and support. Ain't gonna be no more of that. That's how do you feel about that as a PlayStation gamer? Better what they're gonna do? Whatever's exclusive they didn't turn the profit and get back in the black. Last generation there was a PS3. They're gonna give it to you again this generation. I bullshit you now. You think I'm bullshitting? It's already heavily rumored Beyond Two Souls is coming. God of War Ascension is coming. You know what I mean? How long was it before you get another Gran Turismo? You think Sony really got the budget to go out there and photo those cars and go to all them different countries and because it goes a lot goes in. Well, I know when it comes to Forza, Microsoft spends a pretty money. The game got a big budget. They go to different tracks, take pictures, get the weather, the condition. You know what I mean? Get the actual cars, licensing, $1 million. Come on, man. Microsoft, they got so much money. They have $1 million cars just on the show, just to fucking advertise the game. They ain't get exclusive cars. We're only 2 or 3 in the world. And Microsoft had that car, that McLaren or whatever, just to advertise motherfucking Forza. Sony can't afford to do no shit like that. And you ask me why am I an Xbox fan? Because I have faith in my product. You know what I mean? I got faith in this motherfucker right here. I know they ain't going belly up. You know what I mean? Why do you call it the Xbox one? Because everything that Microsoft is involved in, whether it's gaming, the cloud, you know what I mean? The gaming, the cloud, Windows, all that shit rolled into one console. You tell me, well, Microsoft was losing they're exclusive to PCs. And how they're losing exclusives to themselves? Because they're making their games available on Windows. It's their own ecosystem. I'm gonna ask you a question. Did PlayStation lose exclusive? Because I don't need a PlayStation to play motherfucking PlayStation games on my motherfucking Samsung TV. But those games, but PlayStation games are still exclusive. But you say that Microsoft is losing games. It's the way their business is evolving. It's just that Sony can't keep up with what Microsoft is doing. And Microsoft does it at a bigger scale. It's okay that motherfucking Sony put their PlayStation and PS Now on rival TVs, on Samsung TVs. But those games are still exclusive, right? Let you tell it. Those are still exclusives. What stops them from putting PS4 games the same thing on playing them over the cloud? There is no difference. Think about it. Like they don't need to be a PS4. Really, they're telling you right now there's no need for it because we can put our games on a Samsung TV. We can put the Order 80, let you stream the Order 1886 from a Samsung TV. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. But you always quick to talk about what Microsoft is doing and this, that, and the other. They're not losing anything. If Microsoft wants to put Halo on Windows, it's theirs. It's in the same ecosystem. What's the problem with that? Let me ask you guys a question. Is Smash Brothers a Wii U exclusive? Okay, it's on the 3DS. Also, it's Nintendo's same ecosystem, right? So again, think about it. So if Microsoft put their exclusives on their own operating system, what the fuck is the problem? It's money in their pockets, their ecosystem. Well, there be no reason to buy a Xbox One. Like, come on, stop it with that shit. If you're gonna buy an Xbox One, you're gonna buy an Xbox One. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, the Xbox One got higher specs than most motherfuckers' gaming rigs. I told you that survey that Valve took a few years ago and said that most motherfuckers' gaming rigs are weaker than the Wii U. Fact. Everybody got these supercomputers. Like when they announced that Titanfall was an exclusive to the Xbox One. Well, I'm just gonna get it on PC. I'm just gonna get everybody got a gaming rig. This shit sold about 100,000 copies. Everybody got a gaming rig. Knock it the fuck off, man. You ain't next gen. You ain't got a rig just sitting in the corner and ain't been plugged up yet. Oh, the gloves is off. Anybody can get it, get gunned up and clap quick. Fuck, we going to church today, man. You folks been fucking with me all week and I'm about to use this ether. And now I told you motherfuckers, Sony is fucked up. They ain't got no money. And if they going up in smoke, they ain't got... Pause. Make a great cup of coffee. With that being said, if you YouTube would like to have a great cup to put your great cup of coffee in, click the link down below. We got t-shirts, coffee cups, mugs, you name it, we got it at the Big Game of Small Talk. So come fuck with it. We got some new designs. You know, some new Sony pony shit, some new Xbox shit, paraphernalia, achievement unlocked. We doing it big. And shout out to Jay Williams, the graphics god, man. Makes all that possible for us. But anyway, back to what I was saying. How do you feel about this? And if you could be a Sony dude, I'm not saying that Sony makes bad things, but I mean, you're about to see less and less of Sony things on store shelves. They're about to go bye-bye. And they're looking for the public to fund. You're not going to see this stuff on Best Buy shelves anymore or on Amazon. Like, come on, man. I'm telling you some real shit. Like, they fucked up. Sony makes a bunch of... You know what Sony does? And what Sony has done for years? They overpriced themselves. I mean, a few years ago, prime example, Sony had the PC division. Their Sony brand laptops and what was they called? Just called the oh my god, what's Sony name? What was the name of their brand of PCs? The whatever the case may be, them just costing more than iMacs or just about. We're talking about some shit just running Windows. Prime example was Sony televisions. Will have the same specs as a Samsung TV, but Sony should be $800 more. You know what I mean? Samsung to give you a Blu-ray player with $300, Sony with $900 for these shit. Prime example, with these TVs right here, these 4K televisions, Sony sells what you call a 4K streaming device. We're talking about, go get your plate, go get your plate. Go get your plate, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Go get, no, Maya, bring daddy your grilled cheese cup, plate. I'll put it in your box so your grilled cheese is in. Get your plate off the bed and bring it to me, the box. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, back to what I was saying. But this is like Sony, like I said, it was all. I'm sorry, the 4K device. That shit was $900 by itself. It only would work on Sony 4K televisions. They took $300 off. You got the TV. This just we talking about a streaming device, a HUD to stream 4K content. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy as hell. You know what I mean? Like yo, Sony man. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. My daughter loves cheese. She loves cheese. Really, she do. All day she brings this little bag of cheese and shit. No, this is like a $10 bag. No, it's not a $10, but home food. Okay, put this back in. Home food's expensive as hell too, man. Organic. Put this back in the refrigerator. All right, check. You know what I mean? But Sony, that's what happened over the years. They outpriced themselves. Sony's no longer. I remember before that was the name to buy Sony everything. Whether it be Sony VCR, Sony Walkmans, this man, Sony was the name to have it. They're not the cool hip product anymore. I'm sorry. Samsung kind of is. You know what I mean? They missed it. It was crazy as hell. Sony, we would not be having this conversation, but Sony missed out on their motherfucking iPod. They really think about it. Sony had the now, but Sony, especially really back then, had the music industry on smash. Columbia Records, all she's Epic, all that shit's up under, Sony. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? For them not to, for Apple to come in and steal that shit from Sony, like, you know what I mean? Like they already had the music store and everything. They should have really pursued the MP3 players. You know what I mean? Aggressively. You know what I mean? With the music for 99 cents the singles. Like Sony, like, you know what I mean? Like, we won't be having this conversation right now. Has Sony, you know what I mean, back then seized the initiative. You know what I mean? Here you got another company that Apple, that's not even in music, comes in and fucking steals you like right up from under something. It's crazy as hell. Like I said, we want to be having this conversation. Has Sony listened to their, to some of their backers and stuff? But yeah, baby. But Sony being Sony, they are very arrogant. You know what their answer was to the iPod and shit? You know what I mean? Because even still to this day, I'm a little old school. When I buy my music, you guys got to cop the new Meek Mill album. The new Meek Mill album is sick. When I buy, like I bought the Meek Mill CD, I put it in my Mac and I rip it, so I can always have a copy in case it gets scratched up or whatever. And then from there, digitally, I put it on my phone or my whatever I have, whatever I have. You know what I mean? But Sony answer was that when you put a music CD into your computer, you know what I mean? They was gonna put a rootkit on your computer and shit, like some spyware. Like Sony was crazy as hell. Like, you know what I mean? They got sued big time on that shit. You know what I mean? And Sony, like, you know what I mean? Sony always tried to reinvent the wheel. They always try to come up with this new, you know what I mean? How should I say? A new format. That's when the PSP, they had these UMD. They lost a lot of money with that shit there too. You know what I mean? There was gonna be movies on these little things and just that and the other. Shit was expensive as hell. You know what I mean? That's why kind of too with the PSP them shit. You know what I mean? It actually was easy to hack. It sold very well, but it was easy to hack. No one was bought in software for it. Everybody downloaded this shit illegally. But their memory sticks were like expensive. Like the 2 gig stick. Sony was like $100, and Sony, their memory sticks and shit was expensive as hell. Sony kind of like I said, outpriced themselves. You know what I mean? We talking about kids, who don't have that much money. Normally play with handhelds, but the 3DS they can get the game and be done with it. You know what I mean? But Sony, like they just always outpriced themselves, man, being very, very expensive for nothing. You know what I mean? Like for nothing. But just think about what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. The Sony that you know it, today is the day that this day ceased to exist. They're no more. I'm talking about on the company. Shout out to the ladies who be watching me live. I'm talking about on the just as you know them, period. No longer you're gonna be able to really walk into Best Buy or look on Amazon to see a Sony product. And they make great cameras too. I give them that. And I think they own. I think they sold their part in the Olympics. They own a lot of Olympics. I was reading. Like I actually do articles. I used to do videos when I first started YouTube. You know what I mean? And I was listen. If you guys been rocking out me since I came to YouTube since I had 2005, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I've been talking about this right on the wall for a very long time. Even now, like I said, when it was rumors, like Microsoft was in talks to acquire the PlayStation division, I did a video on that, and you guys called me everything but a child of God. Only thing that blocked that deal back then was Sony was in a lot of goddamn debt. And I don't know, Microsoft wanted to, take the debt. Just talking about period. Because Sony they was heavily invested into that Blu-ray 3D stuff. That's why they fired the director from Spider-Man. Spider-Man is shit now because the director didn't want to shoot Spider-Man 4 in 3D. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to do the Spider-Man in 3D. He already had the script done or whatever he had done. They wanted him to switch to 3D, and he didn't want to do it. So they let the director go. And when they let the director go, Tobey Maguire, they let the director go. I'm not doing it anymore. That's why they got rid of Tobey Maguire, because they didn't want to do it anymore because the director left. You know what I mean? So that's why that brings us to this day. You know what I mean? That's why Spider-Man is shit now. You know what I mean? Sony can't afford to make the next Spider-Man. Like, Sony is fucked up. That's why they're leasing them out to Disney to let them appear and bring them back a part of the Marvel universe. Like, you know what I mean? Because really Spider-Man wasn't, it's in the Avengers or somewhere along the line. They trying to get him back into the, into the Marvel universe. And, that's only Sony, like, profitable, less, like, people are not even going to the movies like they used to. Motherfuckers ain't buying music like they used to. And like I said, Sony is a hardware company. They make things. And no longer are they just going to be making things anymore. You never know. They might be one hit away to bring their company back around. You know what I mean? But now they're going to go to the public. Hey, if you want this big game of small talk cup right here, who keeps your coffee warm and stuff like that, or keep it cold, we need $2 million. Yo, this is sad, yo. And y'all keep talking about the Xbox division is in trouble. Y'all don't get the fuck out of here with that shit. The Xbox division is worth more than Sony. The entertainment division at Microsoft is worth more than Sony in the whole. In the whole. Well, y'all keep talking about, the PlayStation got 90% of this. And listen, bro, that don't mean shit. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. The PlayStation division does not make enough money to keep the lights on. Listen, motherfuckers don't sell their buildings for nothing. These motherfuckers were selling their offices. Like they fucked up. Bad enough, the PlayStation division, they borrowed money from like I said, the problem is, that's when a chief financial officer, I forgot his name, stepped down. You know what I mean? He took his $1 billion that he had invested, a little more than $1 billion that he had invested in, so he took that back out with him. You know what I mean? When your CFO steps down, he didn't see when your own government, because Sony, Japan, backs these companies. You know what I mean? That's what stops a lot of people just going outside and acquiring a Japanese company, because the Japanese government doesn't allow it. You know what I mean? But they didn't even back Sony. They backed Panasonic. Like, Sony is fucked up, bro. Like, this is it. If you guys don't see right now, you keep waiting on you're going to get all these great exclusives. And no, you're not. What you see is what you get. The PlayStation has been out for how long? How many years? You might get 1 or 2 a year, and that's it. There isn't listen, what they say. The Last Guardian has to be more profitable than Shadow of Colossus and other one. It has to be. If not, that's it. There is no more Last Guardian. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. Don't be surprised. This may be the last year for baseball. I don't know too many motherfuckers that buy baseball. I don't know what it costs to make it every year, but Sony's only about making $1. They need a quick fix. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the Xbox division is gaming. Well, Microsoft period is gaming momentum. They're going forward. They're buying this, they're acquiring this, acquiring that, acquiring this, making deals. What's have Sony done? Honestly, if you're a PlayStation dude, real talk, I'm not even trolling right now. This year alone, what did you have to look for last Christmas? Little Big Planet 3 and Drive Club. What you got to look forward to this Christmas? Please don't tell me a remaster of God of War 3. Please don't tell me Until Dawn, which comes out next month, which was a PlayStation Move game. You know what I mean? It's another niche title. You know what I mean? Don't really get to control it. You got to hit Y when they tell you a big. You know what I mean? But cool. What do you have to look forward to this Christmas? Think about it. Tearaway? No, that's a PlayStation Vita game. I'm talking about retail exclusives. What do you have forward to look to this year? Look what Microsoft has. Halo 5, Forza 6, Tomb Raider. What else? You won't get to me. Halo 5, Forza, Tomb Raider. We got a Gears. But I said no remasters. I take Gears off it. You know what I mean? What else they got out there that's coming out this holiday season? So I know I'm missing another game. Next year, Quantum Break. Scalebound, Crackdown, Recall. What does it mean? That's out of nowhere. They got more exclusives to be announced at Gamescom. These are AAA games. Forza Horizon 3 next year. They're working on it right now. You know, because every year they alternate. Forza Horizon 2, Forza Horizon, Motorsport. Forza Horizon, Motorsport. When you guys will get your Gran Turismo, it's going to be a long. Sony can't afford to fly them motherfuckers out to them tracks, take pictures and steal them cars. No, they can't. That's why they use the same cars and shit from the previous gen. They're going to use the same cars from the PlayStation 3 and get, and dial them up, get them, higher resolution, a little slightly better quality. They ain't gonna have no new cars, no new vehicles. Come on, Drive Club, 50 cars. Forza Horizon, and Forza Motorsport out of the gate over 450. Out of the gate over 450. You see the level of production what I'm talking about right here? And you ask me why I rock out with the Xbox? It's not comparing apples and oranges. Microsoft is here. Sony way the fuck down here. Even the level they give you, they give where Microsoft promotes their game. You see the shit in the movie theaters. 7-Eleven is big business. Sony can't afford it. That's why I'm an Xbox fan. Xbox Live, #1 gaming service in the world. Come on, come on, bro. You can't even compare the two. So now, like I said, last year, now we're going to talk about indies. Sony charge. Why do you think they charge you for everything? Because they need money. Why the hell do I have to pay for a game I already bought digitally on the PlayStation 3? You gonna charge me again to play it on the? Come on, man. Just think about that. I bought a game digitally, so it's on my account. You gonna charge me again to play that game on my PlayStation 4? And y'all keep saying, well, Microsoft is losing all their exclusive to people. They're not losing shit. They're choosing to put their games on Windows, on their OS, on their ecosystem. Just like Sony chose to put their games on Samsung TVs and shit and other TVs. But those games are still exclusive. They're still exclusive. They're still PlayStation exclusives, right? But when it comes to Microsoft, what they're losing all that. They're not losing shit. It's their Windows is their ecosystem. Why you guys don't see the scope? Like Microsoft, we're talking about consoles. You know what I mean? If Sony reviewed PCs or Windows as being a how you say a competitor, you know what I mean? Like Sony Online Entertainment was for what? PC gaming. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? We didn't say, oh, Sony got another exclusive going on. But just think about what I'm saying. You guys said PlanetSide 2 was an exclusive, right? When you had it, but now they do their own thing. That's, But when Microsoft does, it's something wrong. It ain't the same thing. You guys, man, you can't have it all ways. I don't even need a PlayStation to play Sony games, but those games are still. I can play God of War right now on my Samsung TV, but that's still an exclusive, right? Think about what I'm saying to you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. But when Microsoft do it, they losing exclusive, they losing that, they losing this. Come on, man, we can't have it all ways. You wonder who's really losing? It damn sure ain't Microsoft. That's all I got to say. It ain't Microsoft. You wonder who's losing, who's really losing? I told you guys before, and I said it again, Sony will get a right arm to be where Microsoft is at. You know what I mean? They will get a right arm. When I did the video, say about 6 months ago, Sony stops production on the PlayStation, stops research, stops the R&D on the PlayStation 5, right? When I did that video, you guys said I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. They're making money, the PlayStation's selling. When I did the video, proving Sony said they don't know if their next console is going to be cloud-based or not. May not be a physical console. They don't know if it's going to be cloud-based or not. When I told you guys, you said you called me everything but a child of God. You guys got to get out of this fanboy way of thinking and look at the big pictures here. It costs money to be in the hardware business. Prime example. When it first got announced 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, that Valve was they're looking to get in the console market, looking to get into living room, you know what I mean? And what did, you say what you want about motherfucking Don Matthews. He even said this, I don't know about that. It costs money to be in the hardware business. You know what I mean? Why do you think Valve is not making their own PC? They looking to Dell, Hewlett Packard. Why do you think they're not doing their own Steam machine? It costs money to be in the hardware business. Really, I told you guys before, Sony spent $4.5 million developing the PlayStation 4. That's it. Microsoft spent about $3 billion. Just think about what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We have scratched to see what this console can do yet. I'm telling you right now. And listen, go back to my older videos. The Xbox One was made for Windows 10 or DirectX 12. Windows 10 or DirectX 12. It wasn't made for DirectX 11. You know what I mean? You got two ways. Well, you got three ways you can use the ESRAM. A good way, okay way, and a bad fucked up way. You know what I mean? You look at games like Project Cars at only 900p, 60 frames a second, whatever the case on the Xbox One. And you look at Forza Motorsport 6, it's not even close. And that's only using DirectX 11. And that guy said, hey, we know what we're doing. Look at Rise, Son of Rome. You see those graphics there? That's a launch game, ladies and gentlemen. A launch. What do you see Quantum Break? Raising the bar. What you see Scalebound, raising the bar. What you see Crackdown, because cloud, you know what I mean? Microsoft, they're all about show and improve. You're going to see that cloud. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? The fact that I can play my Xbox One on my tablet, in the bedroom, laid out with my controller plugged in, on my Windows tablet. On my Windows tablet. You see it right there in front of my motor. It's black as hell. But, you know what I mean? On my Windows tablet, the fact that I can do that, then I can take it, or I can, you know, if I got my laptop in the room, was running Windows 10, streaming it, plug my controller into it, play it on my laptop, I'm in the bed. Like, that's dope shit. Just say if I don't want to be in my little man cave here, I want to go out in the bedroom, you know what I mean, put my tablet up home. You know what I mean? I want to put my feet up. I want to put my feet up, you know what I mean? I want to put my feet up. Put it in there, you know, stand it up. Put it at the foot of the bed or whatever the case may be. I'm in the gaming. Like, that's dope shit. The fact that I can take my games, play my Xbox One games on any Windows device. Think about that. The fact that I can play my console on any Windows device, any Win 10 device. Just think about what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. And you tell me Microsoft is losing exclusive to PC. What PC? Who gets what PC? Because they're putting their games on Windows? It's their ecosystem. If you listen to the interview with product Nadella, he said that, you know what I mean, the fact that they've been able to access your first party IPs on any Win 10 device. Talking about streaming, but even if they did put it in that you can buy, who the fuck cares? It's money in their pocket. Like, you know what I mean? Like, god damn. Like, you guys just, whatever, this instead of what you need to be worried about. You know what I mean? First, like I said, it was all about exclusives, right? You said it's all about exclusives. The Xbox got their exclusives, right? Got that on Smash. Next year, this year, yeah, that they got money. Let me ask you something. What do you guys will be playing next holiday season? If you're lucky, Uncharted 4. I'm just saying, it's supposed to come out in the spring, but that game still has too many bugs. It's still crashing. You know what I mean? Oh, I forgot about Gears of War 4. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So what are you going to be playing next holiday? Now, this holiday, you ain't got shit again. And you can't tear away. Come on. That's a PS Vita game. And No Man's Sky's like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Give me some big blockbuster joints. You know what I mean? Like, what do you got? Where's my rapper? Where's my getaway? Where's my Siphon Filter? My Parasite Eve? You know what I mean? Like, you guys, listen. What's going to keep the PS4 flow up? Bullshit not. It's multi-plats, indies, and remasters. That's it. Sony does not have the money, the bacon. If they can't come out and make a microphone without asking the public, we got this microphone right here. We're looking to put on the market, but we need you to help us see our dreams, see our goals, without turning to the public to sell their merchandise You think you guys are gonna be getting some exclusives? Just think about what I'm saying. All fanboy shit set aside. You know what I mean? All fanboy shit set aside. Do you think that Sony really has the money to invest in exclusives? If they're looking for 5 million yen to fund this universal remote, which is about $40,000 or some shit like that, 5 million yen or whatever the fuck all that. If they need money to do that, you think they got money to invest in a AAA blockbuster exclusive? You look at The Witcher. You know, I mean, between making the game and advertising, they say they spend about $60 million. That's what my Sony priority is just fucked up. But they can spend 50 some million, whatever, for the Call of Duty for some time DLC. Those millions of dollars they spend on Star Wars Battlefront, which is coming to the Xbox One first through EA. I had a game. You know, I mean, Sony paid all that money for the time exclusive in the marketing to market someone else's game. Sony spent all these millions of dollars to market someone else's game. And I'm going to be playing it first as the Xbox One consumer because I got EA access. I'll be playing it 5 days early. Just like that sinking. I'm going to Sony. They already fucked up. So they're taking what they literally have and taking the page right now out of Microsoft book because they're good for business. You know what? You guys here, you can advertise whatever. It's still coming to our platform. It's still a multi-plat. You know what I mean? And I don't really buy DLC. I'm keeping it funky. And I consider myself a hardcore gamer, but I really don't buy DLC. You know, map packs and shit. You know what I mean? So many goddamn games. I beat the game. Lucky if I beat the motherfucker. You know what I mean? But again, what I'm saying is that you're gonna, with the little money you do have, with a little budget you do have, you're gonna spend it on some time DLC. Instead of getting something official and exclusive to your platform, instead of taking that money, putting it in motherfucking Uncharted, instead of taking that money and putting it into a new God of War. Think about that, man. Sony fucked up. No, the last God of War Ascension sold like shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they consider that a stale franchise or a dead franchise, but it didn't do that well. You know what I mean? Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. What's that in your hand? Candy. It's a poster or something. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Look what I have here. Look what how long was it there, Chanel? Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Look what I got here live and exclusive. I'm gonna put this up behind me. I'm sorry. If you just knew just watching it, hold on, man. I'm gonna put this up behind me. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a so real moment. This is a so real moment. Big game and small talk, and put that up behind me. Get our own little banner for the channel. And hold on, wait. Give me 1 second. Let me step away from the camera. Hold on. All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we got it good over here, man. The Big Gamers, I was waiting for my stuff to come. Big Gamer Small Talk podcast, and I got some more shirts too, though. But yeah, click the link down below. As I was saying, you guys are worried about the wrong one here. It's not Microsoft you need to be worried about. It's Sony. Will there be a PlayStation 5? How much would it bet they need to crowdfund to fund the PlayStation 5? That's crazy as hell. Not only do I have to buy your console, I gotta also help support you, support your shit, your own. Like, come on, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do I have to pay to buy your merch, I have to help you support your company. You will put faith in it. You got faith in a company like that? You have faith in a company like that? Big game and small talk pod. My hair's in my shirt. I got a couple of shirts. I got orange. I got red. I got blue. You know what I mean? It's big game of small talk, man. This is nice. This is nice. This is nice. The link will be down below, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Just think about this again. You know what I mean? Sony can no longer. I'm just keeping it real. That's why, you know what I mean? If Microsoft can really put the, honestly, like really, like, I mean, if this AMD thing goes through for Microsoft, I'm just keeping it funky. If Microsoft were to acquire AMD, you know what I mean? I really just really force Sony hands to have a cloud-based console because they can't afford to, you know what I mean? As far as spec-wise, you know what I mean? Microsoft can have their AMD's top of the line GPU in their next generation console for pennies on the dollar, you know what I mean? And this is all in-house. So, you know what I mean? And not for nothing, Microsoft will, you know, still will want the PlayStation to sell. I'm not saying I want them going to business, but every PS4 that gets sold, every Wii U or Nintendo Cross, Nintendo X gets sold, money in Microsoft pocket. Microsoft is out there playing checkers, man, with calculated steps. You know what I mean? Like they're doing big things, and Sony can no longer listen. What I'm saying, the days, like the days of the old, there's no more. This is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. They're about to slowly fade away, like Fisher, like RCA products. They're asking the public to help them keep their doors open. You know what I mean? They're asking the public to help them keep their doors open. They can't afford to make a universal remote on their own. They're looking for backing. So you know they don't have any money to make any exclusives. So what little money they do have, they're going to spend it on well-known multiplats to advertise, which is stupid. It's a multiplat. It's coming to other platforms. Just think about that whole business model. You're going to give me $50 million so your customers can buy my stuff first? Just think about that. I'm happy as hell Microsoft is not getting out of that. No, spend that money on exclusives. Think about it. Spend that money on advertising your own console. Or giving it, save that money or giving us deals or free games. Like, that's crazy as hell, man. Like, damn. Well, Microsoft was losing this to another. They're not losing anything to themselves. If they want to put Halo 5 on Windows 10, who cares? It's theirs. It's the same ecosystem. Doesn't matter. The fact that I can play my Xbox One games right now on this baby right here, if I choose to. Streaming, you talking about the cloud? Come on, man. Sony shit is a ripoff. If I bought God of War 3 digitally on my PlayStation 3, you gonna charge me to play it on my PlayStation 4? The fuck is that? But you motherfucking ponies, you jump up and down and you talking about somebody tick for the gamer. I already own this game, bro, digitally. You gonna charge me again to play it hourly on my PlayStation 4? Come on, man. Sony know what the business model was changing. That's why right now Sony said, no, man, you know what? Samsung is kicking my ass. Let me try to make some money with Samsung. Let me put my library on Samsung TVs. But you guys say, oh, those are still exclusives. Why? I don't even need a PlayStation to play them, so why are they still exclusive? Just think about that. Think about what I just said. But what Microsoft does is they losing games. So why didn't you say Sony is losing games to Samsung? Sony losing games to Verizon. And whoever else, not Verizon, Vizio. Panasonic, LG, you know what I mean? When they put the PS now on those TVs. I told you before, and before PSN got announced and all this stuff, I said before then, Sony was looking to put their games on other platforms. And you guys called me everything but a child of God. I remember the video like it was yesterday. It's business. You know what? That's, this world, this whole console war shit is for shits and giggles. It's all about the dollar. You know what I mean? You think Sony gives a fuck about what you motherfuckers say in the comment section? You think Sony right now care about everybody laughing at them because they need the public to help them keep, like, come on, imagine this was Microsoft. We go into the public to help us make the next Windows product. Like, come on, bro. Sony has not turned a profit in about 10 years. This company went from being over $144 billion to what they are right now. Again, I think when the last time I checked, it was like $13 billion a year and a half ago. Am I laughing at Sony Mitchell when I'm going to business? No, I don't. But Sony did this to themselves. They're very arrogant, very, very arrogant. Horrible customer service. You know what I mean? Like that one gentleman whose credit card was compromised on their platform, on their network for $600. Sony was only willing to refund that guy $150. So he went to his bank to get the remaining $450. Sony locked out his account. You talking about some DRM? All the games that he had over $1,200 for purchases on the PlayStation 4 on his profile. Sony locked his profile out. That would make the BBC get involved. That's crazy as hell. Here I'm paying for Xbox Live. My credit card gets stolen. It's my fault. Like, just think about what I'm saying. Like, you wonder why Sony is in the position that they're in right now. Just think about that. Guys, we are consumers first before anything. We are consumers before anything. Consumers. Put the fanboy hat down. Imagine that was you. Your credit card information was stolen. Because it happened to me twice. That's why I'm under no rush to turn my PS Plus back on. And if I don't have a card, I don't have to play it twice. I don't even fucking play FIFA. Don't even own a goddamn game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But Sony, like I said, man, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna open up the comment section to you guys. When I did the video telling you Sony has halt production, the R&D on the PlayStation 5, you guys thought I was bullshitting. Just think about that. You guys thought I was bullshit when I did that video. Oh no, the PlayStation selling this 22 million, this, that, and the other. Y'all thought I was bullshitting, right? When I did that video. You still think I'm bullshitting? They still doing the R&D on the PlayStation 5? They can't even do the R&D on the Universal Remote. Think about what I'm saying. You think right now they're doing the R&D on the PlayStation 5? Because once one come out, that's how they stay afloat. One out the door, boom, they start already going over what's going to go into their next generation console. You know what I mean? More or less. What can they do? What can they do to save money? They're going to use this, look at the new technology that's going to be made available, that's going to be affordable, whatever types of RAM, how many gigs of RAM. That's a department right there. That costs money. You know what I mean? How many times more powerful they're going to make the PS4 than the PS5? You know what I mean? But when I did the video, when I left the article and the link and the exact quote from the guy, the head honcho over there at Sony, I forgot his name. They said they was looking, into maybe a cloud, a cloud-based, console, whatever the case. You guys call me anything but a child of God. Does it make sense now? Does it make sense now? Sony's trying to stay in business. They ain't trying to please you motherfuckers, man. But we'll be profitable. The man, they go like to a service like Netflix. You know what I mean? Being able to play, access, all of their, they back library of games on the PlayStation, on the Wii U. Everybody got it on TVs. On the Xbox, on the Wii U or whatever. You know what I mean? $20 a month and have access to all their back. Come on, man. Everybody has signed up for that shit. And offer new games, 1 or 2 a year. With next generation graphics and been streaming that shit over the cloud or or whatever, or download it. Like, come on, man. Just think about it. But right now I'm gonna open the comment section up for you guys. The Big Game of Small Talk podcast. I got the shirt right here. I didn't know this motherfucker was gonna be on. I thought it was red, but my colorblind ass. But yeah, man, a little segue here. We got the Big Game of Small Talk merchandise here. You know what I mean? But yeah, check it out. The link down below. Shout out to the 117 people watching me live. What do you guys feel about this? Sony looking to the public now to crowdfund there. I thought it was just going to be games. I didn't know it was going to be the actual goddamn company. But even with that, I told you guys that Sony said he was looking at other products, the things they were going to do, the pitching to the public. You guys said I was lying, I was reaching. Remember that? They called me Mr. Fantastic, said I was reaching. That was just last week. You know what I mean? That was just last week. So how you know what I'm doing now? All I'm doing, I'm not making up news. I'm reporting on the news and using common sense. You know what I mean? I'm using comments, but I'm gonna open it up right now to you guys. What do you feel about this? Do you still have your faith in Sony? Just letting you know right now, they're going to the public to look to fund their next big thing or whatever, next their gadgets. So right now, if they don't get no money from the public, you're not going to see that tech on the shelf. So you're not going to stop. You're going to slowly but surely stop seeing Sony products inside stores. You know what I mean? Like real talk. Like you know what I mean? Like seriously. So how do you feel? It's letting you know right now there's a cash flow problem. They have money issues. So if you're thinking that you're going to be getting a bunch of big AAA exclusives and stuff, you're not. That's what it all boils down to. If you're thinking still that Sony's going to be rolling out these big AAA games and stuff, unique games like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls and all that stuff, no more. Like I was shocked that that new game, New Horizon, Horizon or whatever, something new, something different, fresh. It looks great. I hope it's fun because Guerrilla Games, the games they make normally are like kill zones. They look nice, but them shit's boring. I hope this game is fun. I'm just keeping it funky. But if I was a PlayStation only owner, this right here would scare the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? Now you say, well, it's not about exclusives, it's all about the multiplats. Like you guys, you can't have it all ways, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But how would you feel if Sony would go to a cloud, a service, or have a cloud-based console? How would you feel about that? I'm gonna open the comment section up to you guys. You know what I mean? The 2 questions I have for you guys before I start reading up some of you. This is the 2 questions. We're gonna have to talk here. These are 2 questions I have for you. How do you feel if Sony would go to a service only, or have a cloud-based type console? Would you still support them? You know what I mean? And why do you like Sony? What PlayStation? What is it? It's their exclusives, right? But the days of the Sony are over no more. We can see this now. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just keeping it funky, but I'm gonna refresh this page here. Come back in here, hit the pause button. This is my favorite part of the show when I do these things here, to get to talk to you guys. All right, I'm gonna open a question up here. Dutch Matches Skiller put laugh my ass off. Cool story, bro. Okay. Young Soul put PS4 plus PC. No need to buy an underpowered Xbox One hardware. All right. Dutch Matches Skiller put look at Sony. Look at the Sony ponies. Dutch Matches Skiller put $95 billion in cash and still puts out games in 900p with frame rate dips and low res with all the glory. All right, I just want to go there. I'm gonna just call what you call YouTube slapping the shit out of them. Okay, first of all, you know what I mean? Now, if the Xbox One still has these problems, well, not even problems, but if this resolution thing still persists after Windows 10 and DirectX 12 is out, then we can talk to me. But what about when games are 900p on the PlayStation 4? We don't talk about that, right? It's okay. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, and what even you had Rich, you say, you know what I mean? What does Sony sacrifice to get their games to 1080p? Did we see Call of Duty Advanced Warfare last year? With the 1080p down, it was supposed to be 60 frames locked. It's Microsoft wanted a dynamic resolution at 1080p, with a lot going on the screen. The resolution would take a dip, but not the frame rate. Call of Duty was locked 60 frames, no dips on the Xbox One, but on the PlayStation 4, it dipped all the way down to 28 frames. That's a big dip, a noticeable dip, you know what I mean? But you won't notice a change in resolution, but you will notice a change in frames per second. And being honest, throughout this generation, so far, the Xbox One, when it comes to multiplayer, even though the PS4 have had the several occasions the higher resolution, but the Xbox One has normally had the most stable and more higher frame rate. Fact, it's not an opinion, it's fact. But you know what I mean? But again, I think it's funny as hell for console people to be arguing over resolution and frames per second. But anyway, but answer my question like this: what are you going to be playing on your PlayStation? What are you going to be playing this holiday season? Because it's about games. Let's talk about games. Young Soul, Dutch Master Skiller. What are you going to be playing this holiday season on your PlayStation 4? What AAA exclusive are you going to be playing? Please, I'll be waiting. Fable Legends. No. Halo 5? No. Forza Motorsport 6? No. Killer Instinct Season 3? I'm just saying. I can keep going and going. Gears of War? The Weird Collection? Tomb Raider? No. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. So anyway, Samuel Herrera put, if Sony wants us to crowdfund their games, maybe they should first get rid of the PS Now subscription fee. That way all the idiot ponies will have $50 to donate. LOL. That was a good one. Live Wires Game put, damn, this is sad as hell for Sony. Damn. Kelvin Brandon, push out to Kelvin, said no one used to preaching to these brainwashed, ignorant Sony fanboys. I kept it funky, man. Real talk. Mr. Pleafold, and on a side note, I bet if the PS4 has backwards compatibility next year, ponies would take another Move controller straight up their ass while clicking. Damn. Andre in your soul. Microsoft are losing to Sony, Europe, and the rest of the world. Bro, listen. I listen. You're my man too. I drain your soul, but school's in session, man. All right. If you think Sony, I'm just keeping it funky, man. You know what I mean? First of all, North America is the biggest consumer of anything. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. I mean, that looks good on paper. You know what I mean? But you know how many small Europe territories? I mean, you know what I mean? America alone outsells all those PAL territories once you combine. I'm just keeping it funky. And last month, the Xbox One lost by 13,000. Now, when it comes to the holiday season, the Xbox One last year outsold the PS4 by over 1 million units for the holiday season. What do you think is going to happen this holiday season? Just think about that. You know, with all these great games, and Microsoft can do a price cut and whatever they choose to do. You know, Halo 5 alone, ooh, you got a new Gears. But I'm just saying, hold up, let's follow me here. You know, for last holiday season, the Xbox One outsold the PS4 by over 1 million units for the holiday season. You know what I mean? And let's put this in retrospect. Last month, the Xbox only lost by 13,000. Just think about that. You know what I mean? And I just not the question at hand. My question is you. How do you feel about this? Do you still have faith in Sony? You know, do you still have faith in Sony? Being that, you know, with their company, they look into the public to crowdfund, different things within the company, their tech, their game. How do you feel about that? You know what I mean? If Sony wants to make a new watch, they got to go to the public first. If Sony want to make some unique exclusive IP, you know what I mean? They're going to come to crowdfunding. How do you feel about that? Now, last week I reported just about the game where Sony said they had older, other games they were looking to crowdfund. You know what I mean? But now, Sony has opened it up. Now they're talking about just the whole shit, the everything within the company. So how do you feel about that? You know what I mean? But anyway. Richard Romero put, I sold my Xbox 360 and jumped shit to this shit. I can't wait to get my Forza 1 terabyte bundle. And PS4 will be my third console in my house. Main console, Xbox, secondary console, Nintendo. And this is the PS4 will be his third. Say, oh, he jumped shit. He went and got him a PS4 before he got the Xbox One. But he said he coming back home. He can't wait to get his Forza bundle. Dope shit to you, bro. Beats Games Lives in. What's up, good bro? How you feeling today, first of all? You're not thinking, big dog. Marketing deals are brilliant. Sony gets a cut for every game sold on their console. Okay, they're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars on the game they didn't make. But they just spent half of that back for a game that was coming to their console anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Why not let the company promote their own game is what I'm saying, big dog. What I'm saying, I'm not even being sarcastic. So you're going to spend $50 million for a game that's coming to your platform anyway. You don't think Activision is big enough, or a game like Call of Duty has the name to promote itself anyway? Or if EA actually with Star Wars Battlefront is not going to promote their game, a game that's coming to your console and your platform anyway. They're going to get a check regardless. Omar said, this guy doesn't get tired of lying every single day. Oh my God, he is so desperate to get more people to buy their piece of shit called X-Bros that he had to make videos every day trashing Sony fanboys. And what? How did I trash Sony? I'm making this news up about Sony? Face it, man. You know what I mean? Let's face it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't my fault Sony fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? Let me go to the newest, the top comments here. Like, you guys place blame where everybody belong. Brody said, I'm sick of next gen ignoring comments for certain people and cutting people off during reading the comment. It sounds bad to him. If it sounds bad to him. What are you talking about, weirdo? What's your comment? I asked you a question. If your comment doesn't pertain to the question that I'm asking, I'm not going to read it first unless I have anything else to read. So Proto SSX, my question is to you. Okay, you want the spot? You know what I mean? I had to talk to you like this. My question is to you. How do you feel that now about Sony? Look, now they look into the public to keep their doors open to fund their, whether it be their next game or their next new gadget. How do you feel about this? I'm asking you a question. That is the question. I don't want to talk about resolution and frames per second. That's not what I'm asking you. And if you're sick of, don't watch my shit. But that's the question I have to you. And I'll be waiting. Okay, I'm gonna refresh the page. Okay. Broken Monkey. My PlayStation is under my TV in the hope of God of War, a new one, not a fucking rehash. Okay, Broken Monkey, I can feel that. Great loser. These ponies need common sense. School. LOL. Starman James today, Yoshida Big and Mimi needs to come back. Yeah. William Pound, Sony asking for money to fund their game is like the Pope pulling up to the in the Jag asking for a handout. You're right about that shit. The 1080p stuttering frames and these pixel count idiots. LOL. Protest, are you going to respond to the PS4 PC comment or just say I don't know what your comment is, but when I come to it, I read it. The broken was so Sony would not build a new machine the cheapest route they would go. Shang Fu, what's good, man? This is Shannon. I've been saying forever that in Microsoft putting games on PC is a win-win. Damn, Sony is on life support, bro. Shaking my head. Yeah, I mean it grows their audience, it grows their market. I mean, it's Microsoft own ecosystem. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Broken Monkey, but I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox hadn't caught up with these porky telling cunts. Sony stats are bullshit and all rigged. These Muppets still loving the plastic still loving the plastic need shooting. If Microsoft is pulled this shit, Sony has the pony will be ruined. The streets naked. Oh, I got it. I mean, you got everything together. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox hadn't caught up, and I guess as far as talking about its sales, Sony's always fucking with the numbers. Like Sony got super line about numbers too. You know what I mean? So all that 70%, 90% shit. Like I said, American's the biggest consumer of anything. You know what I mean? Just think about this. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just keeping it funky. You know, the Xbox, Sony, Microsoft has never had Europe. I mean, it's always been more of a Sony dominated territory, and they don't have any presence whatsoever in Japan. You know, and the Xbox 360 still outsold the PS3 last generation. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real, just keeping it funky. You know what I mean? So, and please don't go to VG charts. You know, Microsoft announced the the Xbox 360 outsold the Aaron Greenberg. I'm sorry, it's about 3-4 months ago. You know what I mean? So VG charts is not an official website. You know what I mean? So don't go there with your numbers and shit. It's not official. You know what I mean? Last holiday season, the Xbox One, I don't know why y'all still think it's at 10 million, the Xbox One A, but it's still at 10, it's only at 11, 12 million. That has Microsoft, you know what I mean? Don't go about what you see on BG charts. You motherfucker, like that shit is like, you know what I mean? Like it's not official, you know what I mean? But anywho, alone, last holiday season, the Xbox One outsold the PS4 by, you know, in the holiday season, about 1 million fucking units. You know what I mean? About 1 million. So if the PS4 wins all year in North America about 30, 40,000. If that's big saying 40,000. Because last month they only won by 13,000. You do the math. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And you know, that's when you know you're okay, when you're going to sit and talk about numbers. Hey, we got that. You know what I mean? Talk about what games. Some of those numbers don't mean nothing to me. I already own my system. What games do you have? What new features do you have? Talk about that. See, Sony doesn't talk about anything. What games, what exclusives, how you making your network better. They don't talk about none of that shit. We're talking about what market share. What the fuck does that mean to me as a gamer? What market share that you have, or what you sold here in this region, this PL. You know, Spain may sell 400 systems a week. You know what I mean? Just really, you know what I mean? Like this is what we bragging about. You know what I mean? Take a little country like Spain. We own 90% of the consoles in Spain. But if you look at the numbers that Spain do a week, You looking like what the fuck? Like this is the shit that Sony brags about. You hear Microsoft talking about them being the #1 console in goddamn Brazil? No, like the fuck. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like this is crazy as hell. Okay, I got a funny one here. Are you desperate X twice retarded or high on sleeping pills? LOL. Because last time I checked, the consumers are the ones who keep any company in business. And why the fuck would they not want to stay in business after all these years? Yes, they may have to take a few losses, but at the end of the day, the company's still profitable. Are they? The company's still profitable. They don't want just to make video games and consoles and make movies, computer. As I said, Microsoft got billions of dollars and still can't put a good console out. Oh my God. And while you salty Xbox worried about the PS4, they're making big noise in Europe. Microsoft is looking like hot shit. LOL. Tells me like to get together because the PS5 will shit on the Xbox too. Now you see this right here? This is what you call pure ponyism at the fullest. This is pure ponyism at the fullest. First of all, Sony stopped production, the R&D on looking into making a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? And again, last time, and shout out to my UK brothers, my people over there in Europe, North America is the biggest consumer of anything. The PS4 ain't got 90% of the market share in North America. That's for damn sure. I'm just keeping it funky. Look at these numbers over here in the States. I'm just all that I'm saying. Sony has always more or less dominated Europe. This is nothing new. If anything, and Microsoft doesn't have any presence whatsoever in Japan. And for them to be doing as good as they're doing, and not without even having a handheld, you know what I mean? Like, just think about that, man. Right now, to this day, the Xbox One is far outpacing the Xbox 360 by far. And the 360 went on to sell over 90 million units. And like I said in the day, the Xbox One is selling well. We got new features on the way, new exclusives on the way. What does Sony have on the way? Nothing. What do you have to look forward to look to? We're talking about sales and market share. Like this, you bragging about slave price, that ain't shit going in your pocket. Mr. P. Foles put, hey, I got on this one late. I've really been liking how often your shows. Or I'm sorry, Hey, I got on this one late. I really been liking how often I guess you do your shows are lately. Okay. Anyway, on to Sony. Did you notice how ponies are damage controlling the backwards compatibility? Yeah, 90% backwards compatibility is irrelevant. It doesn't count. You know what I mean? Whatever the case. That's anything that the PlayStation can't do or won't do, it doesn't, is irrelevant. It doesn't make any sense. But I love how they was praising PS Now. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it funky. You know what I mean? That's real talk. But that's the ponies for you, man. That's the ponies for you, man. That's how they do, bro. I bullshit you not. That's how they do. Oh man. Protos X said Sony is putting out Spider-Man movies. Yeah, they are. What's the name of the next Spider-Man movie? What does it do? And the new movie Pixel, how are they bankrupt? Did I say Sony was bankrupt? But if you thinking Sony is financially okay, you're lying to yourself. Cortez Hernandez put, the only people disliking this video are people who don't play video games. Yeah. Tell me about it. Shout out to Fantasy Star. He said, it's water leaking. He said here, hold on, let me put this on the floor. Fantasy Star put the brand new big game entry looks amazing. Thank you, bro. Go get your own, man. The link is down below, man. Thank you. Stretch Tassis, you let the internet make you look stupid. And day in and day out, you really think Sony can't make the PS5, bro? Yeah. Bro, they asking money, the public, to the Kickstarter a goddamn universal remote. You know what I mean? and what, you know what I mean? You know, what you think they really got money to do R&D on the fucking PlayStation 5? You really think they can spend right now a half $500 million again? No, the PS4 cost them a half of $500 million to develop to make. You know what I mean? I would hope the PS5 will be a push forward in technology. So you know what I mean? You know, so they spent $500 million. I would hope they would spend at least $1 billion, a little under $1 billion. You know what I mean? To make the PS5 with new. You know what I mean? That'd be a step forward in technology. But you think Sony right now can afford $1 billion to make a PS5? You think so? You really think that? Bro, you bugging. Third put, Yoshida's going to be selling his ass on the corner to make the PS5. Hey, Protos, I'm about to start ignoring you, man. Hey, bro, you was all right with me, but you're saying a bunch of dumb shit now. About boobs and girls and like, come on, bro. I asked you, let me see if you answer my question, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, we all can agree to disagree. But you can tell with Sony fans, they ain't getting their way, they fucked up, man. All right. Let's see here. Did he answer my question? Of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. All right, so I got to ignore you. Let me go to these questions now. Dr. Dwayne, one, he said Microsoft has 90 million and can actually worth more than $90 million, but it's 90 billion. It was 90, you know what I mean? And that's not even exactly right. That's just what they have in their savings account or checking what I mean, like what they can touch right there. Microsoft was worth that over $300 billion. They can only bring out 3 exclusives a year. How many AAAs is Sony bringing out a year, bro? You got this shit. You got Tomb Raider. You got motherfucking Forza, Halo, Fable. You know what I mean? You know, the Gears motherfucking, I'm sorry, not the Gears, the Rare Collection, another Gears. What is Sony bringing out this holiday season? Oh, period. I'm real talk. What did you have last year to play? Knack and Little Big Planet? Like, are you serious? You got Godzilla? That's on the PlayStation 3. Like, come on, bro. Like, you bugging. Like, you know what I mean? Would you rather play Godzilla or Tomb Raider? Like, keep it real. Gangster Pop-Off put the PlayStation is going in, well, I guess Sony is going to need a Kickstarter for the fund the PlayStation 5. I believe so also. Wayne put, Sony is no longer considered as an electronics company. LOL. You might be right, bro. Frame Drop Station. I wonder how Sony sellers are in North Korea. Next, they laughed my ass off. Miziago put Mr. Xbox Fantastic reaching again. I know you said about somebody about the reach, but I'm asking you, how do you feel as a consumer, as an Xbox, as a PlayStation fan, owner, whatever the case you want to call yourself? How do you feel about Sony? And I did this last week. You said I was bugging. You know what I mean? Do you have faith that Sony again is going to? Hey, do you think their next console is going to be a physical console? You know what I mean? This going on what we know right now, and the way that this company is going, crap, Kickstarter and stuff. Do you think the PlayStation 5 is going to be an actual physical console? Because they did talk about making it a cloud-based console, the next console. So that's the question right there. Because everybody's kind of getting off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And this is more or less directed at you Sony dudes that are watching right now. And they're pretty pissed off at me. Do you think the PlayStation 5 will be a physical console? You know what I mean? Going the way the industry is going before us, playing shit over the cloud, and the fact that they're, shit is kind of tight for them financially. Do you think Sony can, afford $1 billion to start the R&D on a PS5? Because EA said it, Ubisoft said it, this generation is not going to be as long as last generation. So this is already, 2015? We expect to see new consoles by 2018, 3 years from now. You know what I mean? The top 4. Do you think Sony got the bread right now? Because, making it, you think that they're taking about 2 years? You know what I mean? You think they can get that billion up? Just think about that, man. You know what I mean? Before the console comes out, they gotta, develop, they gotta do the R&D. Make sure the shit ain't overheating and testing it, and what RAM they're gonna use, what GPU you're gonna use, and also make games for it. And there's a lot of shit to go into that, man. Samuel Guerrero put Sony has one of the skyscrapers to sell. Next in line for sale is Yoshida's apartment. And you wonder why Yoshida only left $29 on that Kickstarter. Gamer Slate X, Sony spent on their last home based on multiplex and trying to get kickstarted. They had to sell off their production studios. This is a downward spiral that Sony fanboys can't see. They can spend expendable cash in hand, but can't risk a real investment. This should be a real troubling to Sony investors and consumers. Listen what Gamer Slate X, I might give him comment of the day. Listen what this brother is saying. It says Sony spend on their last home base multiplex and trying to get kickstarters. They have to sell off production studio, Sony Online Entertainment they sold. This is a downward spiral that Sony fanboys can't see. They can't spend expendable cash in hand, but risking a real investment. This really should be troubling for the investors. That's what I'm saying. Like they can invest in time DLC for Star Wars, time DLC, man, not exclusive shit, time shit. It's still coming to the Xbox One. You know, on fucking, you know, on Star Wars and on you know, Battle Call of Duty, but you can't, you know, put that money in your own studios and making new IPs or exclusives. Just think about that, man. Shout out to CRX Star. So the funniest thing about Sony spending the last bit of change they found down the back of the couch on that Battlefield market for this Xbox players get to play it first. Though through EA Access, but Sony said EA Access is good value. Yeah, right. Just think about that. Again, like I said before, the funniest thing, I'm read this comment. The funniest thing about Sony spending the last bit of change they found down at the back of the couch on the Battlefront marketing deal is Xbox players get to play it first. You ain't lying about that. We're gonna play it 5 days first. We're gonna have it 5 days before the PlayStation dudes do on EA Access. But Sony said EA Access was the good deal. For $30 a month, I can have about 7 to 8 games right now. You know what I mean? Just think about that shit. And you get this shit 5 days early. Bro, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Sony haven't made a profit Williams Pound so we all know Microsoft is an American company, but if they ever grab hold of that JRPG market, they will put Sony down once and for all. They got some shit that they're working on in Japan. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? As far as the JRPG, there's nothing about that. The JRPGs, they're not. I guess you say, you know, they're not big. You know, 10. I guess they don't sell that well. Not everybody likes them. You know what I mean? But I guess, you know, Microsoft, so they, you know, or not Microsoft, Bill Spencer said they're looking to, you know, broaden their portfolio for games and, you know, or genres that they don't have. They're looking to invest in. You know what I mean? So I guess if the situation presents itself, or may have presented itself, they say they have more exclusives to announce at Gamescom. More exclusives to announce, new exclusives to announce. So you understand what I'm saying? Here it is, Sony not even going to Gamescom. Somebody they got 70% of this year. We got 70% this and that and the other. They're not even coming. Just like, you know, right there. Listen what I'm saying. They don't even have enough content to show to go to Gamescom. They don't. They don't have enough content, enough shit, you know, to show to go to Gamescom. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's crazy as hell. Microsoft, so they got more exclusives to show. Here you got more. Like, just think about this. What I just said. You got one company ain't got enough content to go to the show, and you got another company saying they have more exclusives to show. And you ask me, am I proud to be? Am I happy to be an Xbox One owner? Hell yeah. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. You got one company who does not have enough content to even go to the show, to go to Gamescom. And you have another company saying that we got new exclusives to show at Gamescom. Think about that, man. Arsenal fan. I don't agree with Sony asking the consumer to crowdfund games. If Sony wants a game on their platform, then they should fund it themselves. If you already paid for a console and an online subscription, then you expect to get exclusive games on that platform without having to be asked to fund the development. Good point. Good point. The Adventures 2015 says Sony needs a second job flipping burgers. Okay. Soul Moon X Game Up. The PlayStation and Sony is not what they used to be. Not what they used to be. These ponies need to understand that coming from a former pony from the PlayStation 2 era, after the PlayStation 2, or better yet, nearing the PlayStation 2 era, Sony beginning to lose their way with the PlayStation brand. Sad to say, I have been a gamer my whole life. I can take you back to the first Nintendo. It's good to see that Microsoft does not does not has to be the number one selling console to understand what people want. Trust me, that time of the PlayStation for being the number one is coming to an end. All was evident. Say all is evident. All is evident. Sorry to say, but it's over for the PlayStation. Sony either have to sell their brand or focus on what they can do if it's not gaming. Xbox God, you watch next gen. Sony is going to start charging $74 for exclusives in no time flat. Hey man, they might have to. Live wire game. Sony is suffering. The PlayStation does not make Sony enough money to pay the bills. That I've said. This will be no different than if Microsoft was broke. The Xbox is going to pay all Microsoft bills. Now Sony goes under. At least their games will run at 60 frames per second on the Xbox One. Dad, what will ponies do when the PS4 goes under like the Dreamcast? This must be why if you trade your PS4 to Europe, you can only get $5 for it. Jesus. They must be foreshadowing the future of the PS4. The console really ain't worth shit. Like Martin was saying, damn, man. Eric Rouse put it, Microsoft buys AMD is going to be a huge blow for Sony. That I do agree. That would really put Sony in, like financially, could they afford to deal with NVIDIA? Everybody go with AMD because they're cheaper. But it's a win if they do stay with AMD. Oh, well, Microsoft, that's a win-win for them. But just know that if Microsoft was to buy AMD, just know that the next Xbox is going to be off the fucking chain. Like literally, What if they make it? What if the next Xbox be an upgradable console? To get that. Like this really. It'd be an upgradable console platform that you can slide out the the RAM, put more RAM in it or whatever the fuck the case may be. Let's think about that. The next Xbox can have AMD's top of the line GPU. Won't cost them nothing. They own the company. Just think about that, man. No. Let me refresh the page, man. I'm gonna do one more question here. Blazing Phoenix. If you're a hardcore gamer, you have to wake up and see that Sony is going bankrupt. Sony is paying their employees with food stamp. The PS4 will not have any games this generation. Xbox One is evolving every month, and the PS4 is under power trash. Keep it Xbox. Said Wayne, but while Sony is using Samsung TVs to play PS games, why not use their own TVs? It's up there, but I think they're getting rid of their TV department. To be honest with you, Samsung TVs are selling Sony TVs and say fuck it, you can't beat them with joint. Samsung TVs are crushing Sony TVs in the market. Sony was using hey, you can play our you don't need a console, you can just plug a PS3 controller up to the TV and and play. So Sony said, fuck that. If that's letting you know right there, if Sony is willing to put their PlayStation game on a rival platform medium, which is Samsung, what would they put PlayStation games on the Wii U or on the Nintendo or on a Microsoft console? Just think about that. If it makes them money, seriously, if Sony is already willing to put their PlayStation games or their stuff on a rival platform, medium with Samsung, why do they want to do it for the Xbox or the Wii U if it can be profitable with them? Just think about that, man. Like I really don't think, honestly, if it, no better, I don't think there's gonna be a PS5. You know what I mean? I don't think. Beast Gamers, like he said, Christmas. What is holiday season, bro? You ain't got to be Christian. I'm just saying this holiday season. What does PlayStation have? Nothing. This nigga Wayne put a Sony potato salad Kickstarter. Yeah, I'm gonna do one round of questions. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. But just think about what I'm saying, man. I see you Sony dudes are ignoring me. I said, do you have faith in this company? Like seriously, do you have faith in this company? I'm just keeping it funky, man. I'm asking you, do you have faith in this company? Iron will put the share game of, like you said, Christmas. Wait, what is holiday season? Hold on, I'm sorry about that. Hold up. Iron will put shareholders don't want to take the risk for them. Is a no risk, high reward. The writings on the wall. I guess he's talking about Sony. Heartless 12, but they are afraid they don't have the resources to take any chances. But yeah, after losses for 10 years straight, it's no wonder investors haven't had enough in has had enough in the confidence in Toilet. You're right about that. I got a whole bunch of shit on here. I'm gonna do these last one of the questions. We go. Damn, I got 24. Fine. NY Gamer, the young soul. If you have a PC power enough to play games at 1080p, 60 frames a second, why do you play multiplayer on the PS4? You okay with playing the poor PS4 version or multiplayer when you have a PC that runs them better? I know you're trolling, but this is a serious question. By the way, I'm playing Arkham Knight on the PS4 right now, and the difference between this and the Xbox version is so small it's laughable. Which is a good point. The old some Sony fans always talking about, PC this, like, what I mean? If, at the end of the day, I'm keeping it funky, By Microsoft making their games, whether it be Halo 5 or Gears, playable, or on their own ecosystem is in-house. You know what I mean? Like, they just broadening their brand. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Mike, could be talking about consoles. Like Windows, Microsoft is starting to look at the lines are starting to blur between Windows, Xbox, or whatever the hell. It's all going to be one in the cloud. It's all going to be one ecosystem. And no matter where you play your game, whether you can buy one game, you buy it on Windows 10. Buy it on Windows 10. You have it on, have it on your Xbox One. Like, I mean? This is where I see that they're going. No matter what you buy that, This is like prime example. Batman, put it in there. Sit in my bed at night, plug, when I'm playing it on my tablet. Like, this is where it's going. Like, this is real talk. This is where it's going, man. Like, this is like at the end of the day, like, this is it. This is it, But it is what it is, man. But Sony fans, they don't say it like that. Yeah. Protos X, I don't have faith in the long term, Sony, but I'm worried about the Xbox too. Why are you worried about the Xbox? Salad Fingers 11 said, wow, Sony will be asking for donations to kickstart their next console at this rate. I think they will be. The Dr. Dwayne put it, I think it's funny how you asked me. He found an article from about he's talking about Microsoft laid off 18,000 employees from the cell phone department. What do you call it? What's that? What's the shit that they bought? What's the phone company that they bought? They make the Nokia. Like, okay, but listen, bro, if you're trying to compare Sony's finances to Microsoft and as far as business, like, come on, bro. It's not even close, my man. Like, seriously. When you see Microsoft in the public asking for money to fund their next HoloLens or whatever, then we can have this conversation. You know what I mean? Then we can have this conversation. You know what I mean? But like I said, bro, it's not even close. Nowhere near. Not nowhere near. You know what I mean? Like, you bugging. Like, you should be like seriously, the last to say about some shit like that, man. The last. Yeah, hold on. Let me pause this right here. Right quick. Yeah, I'm gonna do like 2 more questions and get up out of here, man. Expensive brick, AZ, take it easy on Sony, man. We know that they broke, but just look at their clothing that they were out in the public laughing my ass off, bang bang. Let me hear. Mega fun around, but you know that's dope? Me playing Halo 5, streaming through my Surface Pro 3 while taking the deuce. And that's dope, man. You can do that shit all over the house, man. Ponies want a new console, a PS5, and still will have a trash PSN network. You're right about that, man. Ghost Rider. So what's up, Ghost Rider, my bro? Next Gen keeps speaking the truth. They just sorry-ass company that's been begging the hardworking man and women for their cash. It's just as sad as that billion-dollar company is begging. I know, really. Now the PS4 is really going to be waiting for the greatness. Laugh motherfucking ass, bro. Xbox all day, every day. Bang, bang. Neil Bone, did you see the doctor? Humiliate Bone? No, I ain't check that shit out. Zach, who's that? Hey, hi, nigga. This shirt looks sick, man. I'm ordering mine today for my birthday. Appreciate it, bro, for the support, man. Real talk, man. Bang, bang. Um, it's motherfucking side text goes. Sony gonna need a Kickstarter for some reliable servers. I see the Sony fans are kind of quiet here today, man. They ain't got nothing to say, man. Oh, Mizi Yakapo, I just laughed when Xbox claimed that Sony has no money to fund exclusives and keep using marketing deals scapegoat. You reaching last time I checked, Sony released more in-house exclusive. While what are these Sony in-house exclusives? Like, what exclusives are you talking about, bro? Knack and Kill, like, what are you talking about? What in-house games? Like, bro, you bugging. Like, Sony's out there begging motherfuckers, help them fund a fucking controller. Like, you bugging, bro. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, you bugging. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. But yeah, I must say those Amazon charts sure look good, rough. Those Amazon charts sure look rough for the X-Bone right now. 3 PS4 SKUs are ahead of the Bones. I thought Xbox was supposed to be making a comeback at the E3. You're a joke. Oh, I'm a joke. Why gotta be a joke, bro? Oh, we got some more. It said let hurt over the Sony UK smash. UK? Hey, bro, listen here, man. I'm gonna say this to you, Pennsylvania boy, because maybe you just not tuning in. North America, again, is the biggest consumer of everything. Now, if Sony had the 70-90% market share over here in North America, then we would be saying something. Prime example, last holiday season, you know how much the Xbox One I sold the PlayStation by? Over 1 million. You know what I mean? You know how much the PS4, you know how much the Xbox One got outsold by last one? Only 13,000. Think about that. You know what I mean? When you look at these numbers, and you know, it's maybe 200, like to say 180,000 for the Xbox One and 217,000 for the PlayStation 4 in North America, month after month. You know what I mean? Shit like that close. And but then come the holiday season, the Xbox brand, you know, and sells them over by over 1 million. Like, just think about that. You got Halo 5, Tomb Raider, Forza, Fable, Killer Instinct, Gears of War. Like, just think about that shit, bro. Next year, Gears 4, Forza Horizon 3, Quantum Break, Scalebound, Crackdown, Recall, and they got more exclusives that they announcing at E3. Let's think about that, bro. Let's think about that, man. Like, that's crazy. But anyway, I'm about to wrap this video up, man. I'm gonna read this last question. Gamer Slate: if Microsoft acquired AMD, it would be a dark days for Sony. If they have the chipset to power the next piece of Sony, will be automatically at a disadvantage, which is true. If Sony go for an online console, they will fail because of their infrastructure. Jumping ship to a rival GPU EG will be costly. I feel their back will be against the wall. Like I said, NVIDIA is very costly. You know what I mean? And automatically be able to just what's coming as far as sheer form performance. And Microsoft or to acquire AMD, just think about it. Just think about what I'm saying. You know, whatever I think AMD's strongest GPU was a RX29 or 2X R9 Fury or something along those lines. X Fury or something like that. You know what I mean? You know, like they can have their top of the line GPU in their console for $500 or what, $450 or whatever the case may be. So not only would they be able to get some PC, you know, gamers to buy the console because it's gonna have the top of the line GPU, and you're get, you know, the console dudes like this is gonna be, you know, sick, man. Like, you know, that whole Windows 10, you know, cloud infrastructure, being able to play your games wherever you go to. Because like I said, Valve did a survey a couple years ago. The Wii U was more powerful than they were saying than, you know, majority of people gaming rigs. The Wii U, this is coming from Valve. You know what I mean? You know, that's when you look at these games that release on PC, You see the lower specs required. Like motherfuckers really be having those rigs. Just think about this. A motherfucking quote unquote so-called PC elitist Black Bond. I heard he just recently upgraded his motherfucking graphics card. He had them 560 Ti's for how long? 560 Ti's. Just think about that. And we, you know what I mean? And when we in 980s, like that motherfucking upgrade his PC in years. Like people don't be having like, you know what I mean? Like people talk that shit. Like motherfuckers' rigs be fucked up. You know what I mean? But being able to play my Xbox games wherever on whatever and Windows device, like that's sick, man. You guys don't understand that. Like, you know, I can play my Xbox games wherever I want through the house, or whether it be my laptop or whatever the fuck. Just plug my controller up and keep it moving. But that's sick, man. But anyway, man, this is your boy Next Gen 720, man. I'm out of here, man. Thank you guys for coming by, rocking out, watching with me live. Go back and watch it from the beginning. You'll see what I'm talking about, man. Big Game of Small Talk podcast. You see the paraphernalia, you see the shirt. Go by and check us out, man. We got other designs. I got the poster I'm gonna be putting up in the background. You know what I mean? Like the Big Game, got the banner. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for all your love and support, man. I got a couple of these shirts here. I got a couple colors, but thank you. You know what I mean? We also got the coffee mugs. Just go by and check us out, man. Bang, bang. Then we all trying to get the E3 next year, man. Listen, this is my last regarding statement. And I want you guys to just go back and look about what I've said in the past and all my older videos. Not saying I'm no prophet or anything like that. When I tell you guys, you know what I mean? Like this, even last week, when I said Sony was looking to, you know, was going to be looking to the public to kickstart a few games, you know what I mean? And I didn't think they meant the shit that they was actually making. But, you know, we're talking about Sony's looking to the crowd to fund actual remote controls, cameras, whatever the fuck. So basically, the days of the Sony that we all knew, little by little, you're going to start seeing Sony stores, sort of Sony items inside stores, on store shelves. How did that make you feel? Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, just think about it. There really going to be less and less Sony devices on store shelves if the public doesn't, if it doesn't get any funding from the public. You know what I mean? They want you, the public, to help them fund a universal remote. A universal remote, right? So, and I told you about 7 months ago that Sony has already stopped the R&D on the PlayStation 5. It's too costly. Sony doesn't have it, ladies and gentlemen. When I read the article telling my Sony may be a cloud-based console, they call me everything but a child of God. Don't be surprised, especially if Microsoft acquires AMD. Don't be surprised if Sony next console is a cloud-based console. I'm telling you. What stops them right now from putting PlayStation 4 games on my Samsung TV? Nothing. Nothing. You know what I mean? If Sony put their games, their services, their brand on a competing platform, which is Samsung, why they wouldn't put it on the Xbox or Wii U? Why? Because you fanboys won't like it? If it makes the money, just think about that. If they put a console out and put PSN Now on the Xbox or on the Wii U, you better play some of your old PlayStation games. I'm just thinking, it's a service, $20 a month, charge them for like $20 a month to stream some of their old God of War games, whatever the fuck the case may be. Just think about it. Well, because you fanboys wouldn't like it, but hey, man, whatever Sony got to do to keep the lights on, man. They already did it to Samsung. We're stopping and doing it to Microsoft and Nintendo. That's all I'm saying. It's your boy Next Gen 720. We out of here. Bang, bang.